Hello there, and welcome back to Pallegney. Up fairly early this morning, 7 a.m, as we have some drilling to do. We're going to be planting barley in the smaller field that we harvested spelt from last month, and also in the field ahead of us here that is partly occupied by our farm buildings. And then maybe we'll plant something else over to the left here. First on the list today, I'm going to just run over to our chicken coop and see what our rooster has been up to, if anything. So quick over the fence, as we always do. See what our rooster's been up to. Oh, wow. Okay. So our rooster has been very busy taking care of the chickens. I had 120 female chickens before, and I now have a lot more. 120 plus 125. So it looks like I am at full capacity for chickens, and that is without allow automatic reproduction turned on. So I'm going to sell the rooster. I don't need him taking care of our chickens anymore. And I think I'm going to sell the male chicks as well. And then that'll leave us with pretty much 240 female chickens producing eggs for us. So our male chicks, we'll get rid of those. And again. And then we'll get rid of our rooster as well. Thanks for your services, Mr. Rooster. We'll see you again in the future at some point, I guess. Alright, so we now have some female chicks as well as our chickens. And let's quickly jump back into the animal menu. At the moment, their daily food consumption or their yearly food consumption isn't much higher, but I'm sure as they grow into fully grown chickens, that will increase. Okay, so next let's consider what to do with our fields. I think what I might also consider doing this month is the same as last month, taking a couple of contracts for our neighbors and subcontracting them out to other workers, because I feel like that might be a decent money earner for us. So let's next take a look at that. What harvesting contracts can we do? Of course, harvesting is the only option we have here because it's the only secondary machine we have. So let's see what we can do here. Field 85, it's a very small field. Any fields near us. So it's parsnip. I don't want to get involved with parsnip. Field 2 is this one over here. So we could do that. It's fairly close to our farm. And that's going to our grain mill. So I think I'm going to take that. I think I'll take 25 as well. Looks like a good idea because it's pretty close to field 2. And that can be our 2 contracts that we subcontract out for the day. Okay. So let's start then by grabbing our harvester, heading over to field 2, and we can get that started. And then we can focus on preparing our own 2 fields here for sowing barley. Ooh, I like this little piece. Little secret path through the forest. Alright. We'll park our trailer. Of course, no morning would be complete without an obligatory crash into a local tree. So we'll drop our trailer off here. We'll connect the header. And we'll take a quick trip around the headland and then set this off on a worker. And then we can continue with our own fields. do have quite a bit of prep work to do on these fields. We need to lime them, plant them, and then roll them all this month. So that's going to take up a considerable amount of our time, and I can completely misjudge that for the second time this morning. I will take more care in future. I like this little country path. Let's take a little cab ride through the mysterious mini forest. Very cool. Looks like we're going to be able to just dump the trailer here, where it's not destroying any crops. Alright. Let's head back over to our farm and take care of the liming. We're probably going to have to take a trip over to the vehicle store at some point to top up the lime. Although having said that, there is a liming sell point nearer to our farm. The only downside is, last time I checked it, the lime was actually considerably more expensive per 1,000 litres. So we'll take another look when we need to top up our lime, which I'm sure we will do before we finish these fields. Hopefully the price fluctuates and it was just expensive before and will be cheaper now, but we'll see. Okay, so let's see what working width we're on. So make sure we're on 42. And I'm not sure if this crop sensor thing does anything, because it seems to detect the crop anyway. But let's see, I think we probably need to be a bit closer to the edge than that. And I think here should do it. Looks like the wheat in this field didn't take too much of the pH value away, which is kind of nice. So maybe we won't need to go back to the store and top up our lime. Maybe it was the mustard that takes up a lot of lime, because that's what we had in this field before, and I seem to remember it draining the lime tank pretty quickly. Okay, so we are done with liming our 3 fields, and we didn't have to go and fill up the lime, which I'm slightly surprised about, because I know we used a lot of lime last year. I think the reason for that, though, was that neither of these 2 fields had been limed at all last year, so they were very low on pH level. It's really interesting as I play with precision farming to see how the different crops affect the pH level. It's always good to know these things. Anyways, I'm going to dump the little piece of lime I have left here. I'm going to top up the fertilizer again, because I will need that next month once the fields have been planted. Let's put our spreader back in the vehicle shed. And next tool to pick up is our delightful horse drill. And just before we head back out to the field, I'm going to take a quick look at our productions. The oat has run out, which is expected because that was from the contract that we did last month. How is our wheat doing? So 17,000 litres, that's doing well. We've got bread is okay, the storage can handle a little more, and flour's okay. Alright, let's get back over to our fields and we can plant some barley. So make sure we have the right seed type, and we are planting barley in this big square field here and this small field over there. We're going to leave the long skinny field for something else, and I haven't decided what yet. I'm going to take a look at the calendar right now actually. So what can we put in that field? We could maybe put some alfalfa in there, or some triticale. What do we think? I think triticale. We haven't planted triticale ourselves yet, so that would be a nice variation. Alternatively, we could either leave it or put grass in it and then transfer it to a field we use for spring crops. Then we have more options. We could put soybeans in there. We're already going to put sorghum in the bigger grass field we have. We could put canola in there, but that might be an idea actually. Maybe we'll put canola in there. We'll think about it while we drill this field and we'll make a decision. Okay, I will hand you back over to the music while I complete the drilling of these two fields. Oh dear. So it looks like the header wasn't correctly attached to the trailer, and this is going to cause a big problem because I have some impatient French drivers honking their horns at me, and I have a massive harvester header in the middle of the road. Okay, how am I going to deal with this? I'm going to pick it up again. That part's easy, but getting it back on the trailer is probably not going to be as easy. I think what I'm going to have to do is very carefully drive down the edge of the road with it. So if I just make sure that I'm on the side here, I'm not going to hit cars coming in the other direction, and I've only got to go to this next field here, so not the end of the world. Alright, let's leave the trailer there, and let's continue with this field. Okay, so I'll switch back over to this tractor. I sent the tractor back to the farm on a worker just while I switched out the harvester. So let's deliver the grain to the mill to complete the first contract. That was a fair amount of grain that was delivered there. And field number 2 is complete, so we'll accept our money for that. And then we'll just take a look in the mill to see how much sorghum we got. We got 2,300, so let's activate the production on that. So it's producing flour. And let's leave the trailer there, and we'll... Don't know what the AI worker's doing here with our field, but I was kind of hoping they'd do a better job than this, but no, never mind. I do need to stop back up by the other field that I set that harvester up on, because I want to do the headland properly. I just put it on a worker while I took care of this, so... Let's make sure they're going in the... Okay. Can't seem to get them going in exactly the direction I want. How about that? There we go. Okay, so looks like the workers are doing a reasonable job of this field. Anyways, back to the time lapse. So it looks like the AI worker has finished the second sorghum field. So once we get to the end of this row, just going to disconnect our drill, head back over there and take care of the sorghum that's in the grain tank. And I might also see what other contracts we can take to harvest and put on a worker. I know it feels like I'm jumping around a little bit between machines and between jobs, but this is the best way I can think to make money so that the game isn't too slow. I do enjoy building up the farm from scratch with no buildings, so it just means that making money and, you know, building up our operation does take a little longer. Okay, let's switch back over to the harvester. We'll grab the little pieces here on the edge that the worker didn't manage to get, and then we'll get emptied and see what other contracts we can do. We obviously need to take the St. Frere's mills, unless of course we can find another sorghum contract that's going to the same place, because then we can just let the trailer fill up before we deliver it to the mills. We will see. Okay, back to the trailer. And while it's emptying, let's take a look to see if we have any other contracts we can take care of. So, we have field 28. That's also sorghum. And that's also going to St. Frere's mills. And then 85. Honestly, we could even do both of them, because that will keep the harvester and the worker busy while we finish drilling our fields and rolling them. I think that's not a bad idea. So 85 we'll take, and 28 we'll take, and I will just scroll up to the top just to make sure this current contract is going to the same place. Yeah. Okay, here we are at field 28, and oh, isn't that handy? There's a nice little area to leave our header, or to park the trailer while we attach the header. That's convenient. Alright, let's harvest the headland. And then we will set the worker loose again. So, I've set the worker up on that third rather large field, so they're harvesting sorghum. I don't think I set the worker off in the right direction on this field, and they've made an absolute hash of it. So, I am fixing their weird angles, and then we'll move on to the second field. We're probably going to have to just stop by the vehicle store to pick up some extra seeds. I'll do that once I've done this field, before we start the next field. And let's grab this piece over here. And then we have a couple of pieces over here to take. Oh, one little piece here. Don't think you're escaping the barley this season, mister. And then a couple of strips over here to do. Not sure why the worker missed these ones. Only the worker knows. And they are now forever lost in the world of AI. I'm sure they had a valid reason. Okay, so on the way back from the vehicle store, and the worker has a full grain tank, so we're just stopping by this field to empty him out. We'll deliver the sorghum over to the mill, and then we'll come back here with the trailer. We'll collect our drill, and we'll continue with the drilling. And let's head over to the mills. You might notice that our bank balance is a little lower, and that the tractor's maintenance is a lot higher. I did repair the tractor when I went to the vehicle store. It was pretty low. It cost me 12,000 euros, which wasn't ideal right now, but it was a necessary expense. I had to realign myself because the tree was doing its best to distract me, and it succeeded. I'm interested to know what the 3 tool signs are for at these mills. I'm sure one of them is for looking at the production, but I wonder why there's 3 of them, because there's 2 there, one there, and there's one down the side here. I wonder what they are. Maybe we'll take a look at some point. Anyways, back over to the other farmer's field. We'll switch out the trailer for our drill, and we'll get back to work on our own fields. I do remember that I said I was going to try mulching this field, but I don't want to rent a mulcher just for one field, so I decided to skip it out for this year. As I said, I'm not sure that mulching has any effect, because we did get straw bales off of this field, but To the other side of that, we did also plant spelt, and I'm not entirely sure of the characteristics of spelt, so maybe it is possible to get the mulch bonus along with the straw bales. If anyone has any more information on that, I would love to find out more. Feel free to add your thoughts in the comments. Okay, so we are almost done planting seeds of barley in this second field here. We do also have a worker with a full grain tank, so we need to go and take care of that. So let's just finish off this little piece of the field here, and then we will set to work on our third field. I think we will do canola in that third field. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just park our drill here for a minute and just switch over to the AI worker. Oh, the AI worker doesn't have a full grain tank. For some reason they finished their job. Okay. I saw the 80% symbol come up, and then I saw the money stop going down, so I assumed they'd filled up their tank and I just missed the notification. But they just decided to stop working. That's okay, we can carry on with this field and we'll hop back over there when we see the notification that it's full. And I just realised that I'm planting barley in this field, which I didn't want to do, did I? That was rather stupid of me. And I don't have a cultivator to churn it up again. Okay, well, this little piece of the field's going to be barley. Let's go with canola, because we haven't used canola yet in the game. Just to give us a little bit of variety. Okay, so just sweeping up the bits that the worker missed, and then we're done with this field and we can head over to the third field. We might have to end up rolling our own fields off camera again, just because I'm pretty sure we're going to be losing light here soon. But let's at least get the harvesting done, and then we can make a decision on where to end the episode after that. Okay, so I'm going to go and empty the harvester into the trailer and head over to the other field. Let's finish our contracts. So I'll do the usual, going around the headland, and I think by then we'll be able to, by the time I've done that, I'm hoping our worker working on our own field has finished planting the canola, and we can go get the trailer from the other field, empty it out into the mill, and then finish off this field. And then all we have left to do is the rolling. So that's 3,000 litres, I think it was. A little bit more. 94. Okay, so I guess I made some calculation errors there. I thought we were going to have about 10,000 for ourselves, but it was only about 6,000. That's okay. Still got some spare for our grain mill. So let's throw this in there, and that can be going towards our bread production. Okay, well, we don't have much left to do in the day. I'm going to finish the rolling off camera, as I mentioned I might do previously. It's getting a little dark, so not really much to see in the dark. So I will continue with that, and when we come back in October, we'll have nice freshly rolled fields. So as always, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our 16th episode, building out our farm in Pallegney. If you have, please do of course consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel, and I will hopefully see you in the next episode. Take care for now. Bye.